y'all doing this morning? Hey y'all, how y'all doing this morning? How have y'all been? Have everybody been doing okay? Everybody been doing good? Everybody still being good to yourselves? Very good, very good. I pray that everything has been well with you. I pray that everything has been well with everyone in your family. I just wanted to come before y'all this morning briefly. Won't be before you long. I know I have not been on recently and I've not posted a lot of videos because I was led to step back a moment to meditate on some things, to let some things, work through me, some understandings come through me on some things that I needed to just work on within myself. Nothing was wrong. I didn't have any, there was no issues. Nothing was going wrong. Nothing was bad. I just needed to step back for a moment. And we have to be sensitive to the Spirit when the Spirit of God leads us and say, just chill for a second. I need to talk to you, because you can't hear if you're always talking. You can't get downloads if you're always talking. If you're always busy, it's just like your computer. When you're working on your laptop, or if you're working on any type of computer or system, it has to reboot. Sometimes it has to reset itself. At times it needs to shut down in order to receive new downloads or new software. You just can't keep working on it and it keep, functioning the way that it should. But anywho, I just wanted to talk to y'all this morning to ask you a question, and that is, what is your constant? What is your constant? And what I mean by what is your constant is, what are you constantly thinking about? What consumes your mind throughout the day? What are you constantly singing? What are you constantly feeling as a result of what you're constantly thinking, or what you're constantly saying, or what you're constantly doing? And to do something constantly means you do it over and over and over again, repetitively. So if you're constantly thinking negative, guess what you're going to attract? Negativity. If you're constantly thinking, I can't do this, this is bad, I'm offended, I'm mad, I'm upset, guess what you're going to attract? You're going to keep attracting what you're constantly sowing. Because if you're constantly thinking about those things, you're constantly saying those things, and you're constantly doing things that's not conducive to your growth, it's not conducive to you getting to where you want to get to, then guess what? That's going to be your constant. Whatever that is going to be what you constantly see on a consistent basis. So make being positive something you do constantly. Make speaking in faith, speaking your affirmations, manifesting, make that be your constant. And like I told you long time ago, as I say it to you, I say it to me. I can't tell you to do something that I can't look at myself. And at times I find myself, depending on the circumstance of what may be going on, it could be with your kids, with your job, with anything. And if you get in the mindset of you constantly dwelling on it, or you constantly thinking about it, guess what? That thing is going to linger, and it's going to take root and manifest. And once something take root, that's when it starts to grow, and it starts to produce a harvest. And you look around and you'll begin to say, well, dang, why is this like this, or how is that? Because that's what you're constantly dwelling on, and that's what you're constantly sowing out into the atmosphere. There was a post I posted, I think the other day, and another thing, sometimes things get posted on my page, y'all, and I have to take them down because I don't know how to get there. I know I have settings, and I had to go in to set my settings the other day, because some things I get tagged on and posted on my page that it wasn't approved by me. So I have to, learn. Well, I'm learning, and I have learned how to just block a lot of the stuff that comes from the outside. But I made a post the other day that said, you can only go as far as your mind will allow. And that is truth. If you cannot expand your mind past where you are currently and see things on a consistent basis, constantly, how you want them to be, then you're going to be locked in that position. And there's no need to constantly dwell on the past, or the things that you did not do right, or the things that you didn't accomplish, or the things that you didn't, achieve as of yet, because dwelling on those things is not going to change. That time has passed. All you have, as far as time is concerned, is right now and what's ahead. And we can't even determine what's going to be ahead or what's going to happen in days ahead of us. So we're going to have to dwell in the now and allow our minds to expand and believe and create what we want the after to be, what we want the future to be. We don't know how it's going to happen, or the steps that we're going to even have to take to get there. But one thing for sure, if we set our minds and we constantly think about the positive and we constantly think about where we want to go, those are the seeds that we're planting for that time when that time comes. Now, that's not to say you won't have bad times. It's not to say things won't happen that you're not happy about, but it's how you do it, how you deal with those things when things do come up and you have no control over them. You do not get in a place where you're constantly dwelling on it. And I know sometimes that may be easier said than done, but I promise you, once you set your intentions and you set your mind to say, I'm not going to dwell on this, I'm not going to constantly say this, even though I could say it because it is kind of like what I see, it is what I'm going through. But if you set your mind to say, I'm not going to constantly dwell on it, I'm going to dwell on how I want it to be, I'm going to dwell on how I want to feel, I'm going to dwell on what I want to do. Because who's stopping you? Nobody can stop you but you. So that's why I wanted to ask you this morning, and it was on my heart to say, what is your constant? What are you constantly doing? And if you sit down for a moment and write out some things and say, I find myself doing this, I find myself saying that, I find myself dwelling on this a lot, and this is how I feel afterwards, and these are the visions I have afterwards, then that's what your constant is. And then you have to ask yourself, is this a constant that I want to continue doing? Or do I want to switch some things up and do something else and make that my constant? Because I like that better than this, or this works better than that. But whatever your constant is, that determines the outcome of a lot of things in your life. So just make it your business to say, what am I constantly doing? And that'll show you some things and help you get past some things and will help you get to some things. And that's it. That's all I had for y'all this morning. Just wanted to tell you and take a, self-inventory and say, what is my constant? What am I constantly doing? Saying and thinking. And what I want you to do is constantly be good to yourselves. Because when you learn to be good to yourselves, trust me, things will change around you and for you. Trust me when I tell you that. So I'll tell you again, be good to yourselves. Examine your constant. And after you do that, you got to be good to other people. And with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have an amazing day. Be good, be good, be good, be good to yourselves because you're worth it. You're worth every bit of it. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.